There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone. Hello everyone and welcome to SyFy Talk on the Fangirl Zone, a podcast where we discuss shows on the SyFy channel. I'm Sean, Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve, and tonight we'll be discussing episode 5 of the event series, The Purge.
Which you guys know it's on USA and on SyFy, which is why we're covering this. But it has been getting crazy. I can't believe, I should say, that this is episode 5. It doesn't even feel like it.
Right.
Wow. So good. All right. So before we jump into this, let's jump into ratings news because you've managed to dig some up for us.
All right. Episode 5 brought in a 0.35 in adults 18 to 49 with 0.928 million viewers, making it the 13th overall cable show for the day. Just a slight
That's
slip.
Good.
Yeah, but still real good numbers.
That's like crazy good.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been very pleased with the numbers that this show's been getting on USA. That's impressive.
That's awesome. But SyFy, it's not doing so great.
No, it's not even making the top 150 on SyFy. So I guess everybody that wants to watch it watches it on Tuesday on USA.
Or on DVRs, right. And we're not seeing those numbers yet.
Right. Yeah, well, we got...
Because we haven't had a Live Plus 7 in forever.
Yeah, no, well, we did on the last episode. We had Live Plus 7s for episode 1 and episode 2 that were just amazing.
Oh, that's true. Which still, I mean, this is so good and so weird. And this is definitely the season for it, going into the Halloween season, like watching all this. And just side note, because I've seen this a lot on social media because of the presidential alert, like everybody's joking around. Like I was expecting it to say the purge will commence in 1 hour. And I'm like, that's funny because I was at work and my phone was on silent and everybody's was on silent. And suddenly we're helping customers and everybody's looking like, what is that noise?
You're right.
And it did. It just had to feel like, oh crap, it's the horns.
Yeah.
What's happening? It was kind of creepy that it happened. And yeah, everyone's looking. And because I watched the show, I've watched the movies, I'm into the show and not to the point where I'm about to commit murder. But it's like, just that sound, it's like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah.
I can see people get really, freaked out if you hear the horns on this.
Yeah.
Just because of that, hearing the sirens and nobody was expecting it. So I can totally feel how everybody would feel in this show just for that one moment. So I think it's awesome though, because who would have thought one little sound would have had you pipe up, look around, what's going on? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. My rando thoughts for the episode. Yeah, right. They can only have one. Let's jump into episode 5. Rise up. Catalina warns Jenna, Henry torments Penelope, and Jane goes on a ride-along with the matron saints. Okay, well, that was as to the point as we've ever gotten before.
Right.
All right, so Miguel and Penelope, shall we start there first? Because that was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, there sure was.
Oh, wow. I felt like that was a good portion of this.
Yeah, absolutely it was.
Yeah. So after this episode, who knows? Maybe Penelope would be better off actually with the nuns.
Yeah.
Well, we know that last episode she was bought at the Carnival of Flesh by her ex-boyfriend, Henry. We knew the name, kind of.
Right.
And we knew he was some kind of drug dealer.
Right. Miguel had seen that he had checked her out of the counseling facility.
Yeah, but apparently it was a lot more than just her drug dealer. It was her boyfriend who pretty much has become obsessed with her.
Very much so.
Yeah. And I kept looking at him when they were showing him. I'm like, is something wrong with his eye? Like, it wasn't clicking. Like, it looked weird and looked all like cat's eye or something. And Jason had to point out, he's like, yeah, something is definitely wrong. When do we get to find out why?
Just wait a few minutes there, Jason.
Yeah. So apparently we see the little progression of Penelope and Henry's relationship.
Right.
And we know that he does drugs and has some place, I don't know, a loft, or he's squatting is what I really think it is.
Right.
But Penelope decides to leave, and apparently it's because he hit her one too many times or did something really stupid. I mean, they were kind of vague until she starts yelling at him, and then we see him hit her, and suddenly there's Miguel beating the daylights out of him.
Yes.
And now we see why his eye is messed up.
Right. Well, it was first he had found a rock on the street and used it because he was getting his butt handed to him by Henry. Yeah. But yeah, once he hit Henry in the eye with that rock, then he got the upper hand and was really wailing on him until Penelope reminded him that you're going to go to jail for this.
Right. And I mean, I can see, because we've seen flashbacks where Miguel was like getting in a fight and he was pretty much a hothead.
Right.
But you also have the flashback going further to his parents saying, take care of your sister.
Right.
So he's going to do whatever it takes. And, he was following her around, whatever, coming to look for her. And when he seen Henry hit her, you knew it was done. He was not going to stand for it.
No, not at all.
And, well, apparently Henry has not forgotten Miguel nor Penelope.
Oh,
but
no.
It seems like he's gotten like crazy obsessed with Penelope.
Oh, yeah. He was crazy obsessed with her while he was dating her. And afterwards, it's just gotten worse.
Yeah. Because he's like,
he's had nightmares of her leaving him all the time. And he thinks by doing this purge, it's going to rid him of all those nightmares and stuff. And that's when you hear Penelope kind of going against the cult and saying, this isn't going to solve your problems. You think it will, but
Which
it won't.
Surprised me.
Yeah.
Right. Because, when Henry is just saying, this is your fault. I've dreamed of you and I can't get you out of my head, but this will make it all better. And you're like, but will it?
Right.
Won't you have that in your head now that you killed those women that you loved or said you love and you're so super obsessed with? I don't think so. And I don't know. Does this mean that Penelope is going to value her life again?
I think it will in the long run, but at least for this episode, she basically tells him, go ahead and kill me. It's not good.
Yeah. Especially when she says, I'm not the victim here. I was like, right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I think she's hoping it'll be over quick, because then we see that he was in the witch trials tent that he rented out for an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't good.
No.
And when they kind of pull back, then you realize she's on like one of those pyres. So she's going to go up in flames. I thought he was dumping water on her head earlier. I'm starting to think that wasn't water.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do get to see another. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. She was about to get toasted, shall we say.
Yeah.
Burnt marshmallow.
We do get to see another flashback. He might be roasting marshmallows. You never know. When Miguel was leaving for the Marines and Penelope was ticked and she's crying. And then who do we see? It's a counselor who's there to talk to her. None other than the cult leader, Tavis. Yeah. What was that look when she was hugging her, though?
Oh, that look was...
who was she looking at?
Yeah, we didn't see who she was looking at. And I don't know if it was because that she was looking at someone or she was just thinking, I've just got a new follower here.
Okay. I was wasn't sure if she's looking at somebody or it's just that, I got her.
Right. Yeah, I think it was just, I got her.
Jeez.
Yeah. Now, apparently, Miguel, the only way he kept his butt out of jail was by signing up to go into the military. So, yeah, it kept him out of jail, but of course, it separated him and Penelope. And from the way she reacted, that really wasn't what she needed at this time. Because of
Yeah,
Crazy
well,
Henry is
it's
still
better
out
than he's
there.
in jail.
Yeah. Oh,
True.
yeah. Much better than going to jail for several years.
Or who knows how long. Who knows, because we don't know what the laws are in this society.
Right.
Since you have one day where you can do anything, maybe it's, life in prison. You don't know.
Right.
So we do see Miguel finally make a move against Rex, which I wasn't sure if this was the best move, but Rex and him kind of talked, and Rex is like, don't do it, man. And he's like, we're fine. We're not doing it. But then Rex got a little too excited when they got close to where they needed to be.
Right.
And I think that's what just pushed Miguel over.
Yeah.
So he uses Rex to get in by selling Rex to the carnival. And he lets go the two people who we find out was the landlady and her son. And, oh man, I got a little worried because Rex is being tied up. And Miguel's like, I need him to get in where I'm going. Just go hide. And the kid who he just saved grabs the gun and he's like, give me the truck.
Yeah.
It's like, really, dude?
Yeah. How dumb are you?
Right. So, of course, Miguel's like able to disarm him. And he's like, you never turn on the person who just saved you. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
There's a flashback I'm wondering if we're going to see. But they kind of scurry off. Miguel gets in, uses the vendor badge, which we see that Rex had kind of hidden.
Right.
And he gets paid for his delivery and goes into the Carnival of Flesh. Great. See, I was really feeling like if it was the other way, even though Rex said he'd get him there, that he was going to try to sell him out.
Right.
So I don't know if this is better or not, but I'll tell you, because Rex gets put in the pen to be sold, much like Penelope.
Right.
But the fact that they were able to recognize him, that made me mad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, come on. I want somebody to not recognize him. And just so he gets like really scared and gets kind of a taste of his own medicine, even if it's only for a little while.
Right.
That's what I wanted. And of course, that did not happen.
Right. Yeah. It'd
Which
been
made me mad.
much better if we had seen him get all the way out to the stage and then
Right. And then they
him.
recognize.
Right.
Right. That's what I was hoping. Kind of give him a little terror there.
Yeah.
Because we have Miguel who's trying to find his sister, and I'm thinking, okay, you can do this, man. Come on. I am like so stressed with this storyline.
Right. But it's a huge place.
Oh my gosh, yes. And instead, he runs into another Marine, and I was like, oh crap. The guy's like, oh, hey man, how are you doing? And Miguel's like, what are you doing?
We don't
guy's like,
kill
oh.
civilians.
Right. Oh, I do this once a year, so I'm cool like the rest of the year. And the guy's just smiling away like no big thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I kind of thought that he might even like recruit him into helping him find a sister.
Right.
Yeah, even though he's like, okay, this dude is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because he's doing this. But like, I feel like he could have been helpful, and he still might.
Right.
I don't know. I'm going to hope. I don't know if there's much hope, but I will hold on to that little glimmer of hope somewhere.
Right.
But as all this is happening, Miguel actually hears Penelope scream, and he's almost there.
Yeah.
And then because Rex was freed, they find the guy. Really, if it's this big, how do you find him that fast, dude? Come on, damn it.
Right.
Tackle Miguel. He's screaming for Penelope. And then suddenly Henry opens like the flaps and gets super excited because Penelope sees Miguel. Miguel sees Penelope. They both say each other's name. And Henry's like, oh no, he's mine.
Yeah. Whatever it costs, I'll pay it.
I'm like, come on. This guy's a dope dealer. Does he have that much money? Because he's like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh. I was so ticked.
Yep.
It's like,
Yep.
you were
It's
so
very
close.
in poorly for both Miguel and Penelope now.
Right. Oh, man. And Henry, is going to do some horrible shit.
Right. And I'm sure
Or
Rex
try
is
to.
probably going to be right there next to him as well.
I mean, I think Miguel always knew that Rex would get out of it,
Right.
so he wasn't truly in danger. But I don't know, with Henry, because they're going to shackle him to whatever, I think Miguel's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's jump over to Jane. Oh, Jane. She called Daniel. At this point, or David.
Yeah.
I don't know why I call him Daniel. I've changed your name. I don't know why. He's a jerk. You know he's a jerk. I don't know if it's going to be helpful or not. But anyway.
Yeah, well, I think she's just trying to make sure she doesn't have to live with that, knowing that she's the one who got him killed for the rest of her life after seeing what Allison did.
That's true. Especially the way Allison flipped out after.
Yeah.
Oh, man, oh, man. But she sits there with the matron saints, and one of them is relating their own Purge Night horror story. And Jane's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, don't be sorry for me. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm strong.
Right.
Okay.
It took all of that to make me what I am. All right, then. They arrive at the house, though, that they were looking for, break into the apartment. I guess it was an apartment, not a house, sorry. Yeah. And tase the guy who is attacking a woman. Now, we don't know if it is like the husband, boyfriend, whatever. But the guy was causing up a storm. And, well, I don't think that's a good move for you at this point. Especially as he starts yelling, "It's my right." Oh, God. That was probably a bad move when you have all these women with guns and they're tasing your ass.
Yeah, not your right.
No, and even when this woman is being, like, kind of patched up, like, some of her wounds, she's like, oh, no, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing similarities with just abusive relationships. And,
absolutely.
You know, and it was just making me so mad. And I know that's the point of this moment.
Right.
But, oh, my God. You're making excuses right after you called them. Or somebody called. She may not have been the one who called.
Right. I'm assuming it was her.
But holy crap, why are you making excuses for this piece of crap?
Yeah. Who's beating her pretty damn good.
Right. Because there is some serious scarring.
Yeah.
So they take the woman out of the house to go someplace safe. And then they're going to dole out their punishment. Very Girl with the Dragon Tattoo here. If you know the scene I'm talking about in that movie. But they decide to brand the guy. And I was dying because Jane's like, I want no part of this. And even my husband who's watching it going, damn, that's serious. I'm going, well, I think this is worse because the girl goes, don't move or we'll have to do it again. I was like, oh, God. Okay, yeah, dude, you might. It's going to hurt like nobody's business.
Right.
Oh, that's going to be a bitch. But you know what? Yeah, at that point, don't move. Just let it happen quick, like that branding, and then you'll be done. Otherwise, you're going to have multiple, like, all over.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And I was cringing. Just watching that, I was cringing.
Right.
And I know it's not real. I don't know what's worse with that. Just, like, the thought of what that would do. Whew, okay, let's go past that, because Jane apparently decided to take one of their cars. Right. Either the girl or the guy. It's like, well, apparently you're not too upset about what happened. It's like, I'm going to take a car and sneak out. And as she's walking, she's in the garage. And again, my husband pipes in, this is how horror movies start.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop. But gets in the car, and I'm like, did she look in the back seat? Did she at least lock the door?
Right.
And she drops the keys. I'm like, son of a... Really?
Yeah. And you're just waiting for it now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, something's going to pop up. They're going to bust the window. But instead, it's one of the women, and she's like, don't do this. Don't leave. And she's like, no, I can't. I can't be part of this. I have to make sure he's okay. She's like, okay, well, take this. And I'm thinking she's handing her a gun, a knife. She hands her a card.
With the number on it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Call this if you need it. Oh, my gosh. Give her a weapon.
Yeah.
Because she gets over to the house and, like, walking super slow across the street. Again, what the hell? Yeah. Just stay out there and be a target longer.
She hears some commotion and fortunately is able to hide behind something as we see a guy with a flamethrower. And
just randomly.
Yeah. Old fire truck with women just shooting in the air.
I know. I was really confused. It's like, oh, you're just like, look at me. I'm super scary, which they were. Because I know if I was out, yeah, what's happening?
Yeah.
But she goes up.
They were on parade.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
They weren't killing anybody or anything. They were just out.
Maybe just trying to terrorize the neighborhood.
Right.
But then after they pass, she goes up to the door and rings the bell, and the door just opens. You see, like, it's a video camera, just opens. So,
right.
Okay, who's letting her in?
Exactly.
Is it David? Is it the assassin?
Yeah.
Is it
somebody else?
Somebody else? Yeah, it's like, oh, nobody's coming down to the door. I don't know if that would be the thing to do.
No. I think on Purge night, if David's not at the door, I'm not walking in.
It's like, maybe no.
No idea what's in there.
Right.
Inside.
Yeah, I think I might take a pass on that one.
Yeah. Back in the car and drive to the hospital. Because we see
something.
Jane, having to try to talk to her mom, who does get back in touch with her. And that's not pretty.
No. Because Rob's just like, what is going on with you?
Yeah.
Because you don't just call just because. It's like, okay. Well, her mom knows her best. And she's just like, I love you, click. Wow, okay. Definitely bad.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over to the Stanton's house again with Rick and Jenna. This is just really confusing over there because one of the servers who had talked to Jenna and helped her with like the Tylenol and who Jenna was really nice to, pulls her aside and she's like, get your husband and meet me in the cellar. You need to leave the house. And like right there, she's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
And so instead, because her husband's so far up there, she ends up going up to try to find, was it Delilah?
Yeah,
Lila. I don't know. I added syllables. But before this happens, Mrs. Stanton comes to talk to her. And because dessert is being initiated, yay, and everyone knows what this means except Rick and Jenna.
Right.
But Mrs. Stanton's like, oh, is this your first time? But she looked at the maid kind of like, what was that about?
Right.
And she's like, oh, I wasn't feeling good earlier. She was just checking it. And she's like, just follow me. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And so she goes upstairs to try to find Lila. And she's pounding on the door. And in the room, Mr. Stanton's giving this toast and how awesome his wife is and how great the fundraising has been for the NFFA. And oh, it's been so great. We have 3 sacrifices this year. Yay! What?
Yeah.
And you get these special handcrafted knives, which Rick took one because basically the butler is like shoving it in their face, but he like shoves it in his inside coat pocket.
Right.
Maybe that'll come in handy later.
That's what I'm thinking. I know several people thought that it might be that he was going to participate.
Right.
I didn't get that feeling from the way he grabbed it and immediately put it in his coat pocket.
Right. But Mr. Stanton comes over and he's like, hey, what's going on? He's like, you seem distracted. He's, oh, my wife wasn't feeling well. And because he's looking around and Stanton's like, oh, go get her. We'll talk about everything later and try to get you more funding. And at least this was his exit strategy. It's like, okay, he knows what's going on. He knows my wife's not feeling good. I need to find her so he can at least get out of the room without it being really weird.
Right.
But I mean, all these people standing around who are super happy about these 3 people being dragged in so they can all slowly stab.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I want to get out of here too.
Yeah. As fast as possible.
So it was weird. And right then you knew something was up because as he goes out of the room to go find Jenna, the waitress and the butler look at each other and they kind of do that head nod.
Right. So you know it's about to go down.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
It's like, oh, crap. Oh, crap.
Yeah. Are they going to be able to get out of there?
I hope so. But I was just thinking this is going to be bad if Rick doesn't hurry up.
Right. But of course, when he finds her, he gets defensive again. Oh, you're trying to save Lila, huh?
Right. Maybe now is not the time because Jenna's trying to say, we need to get out of here. There's something happening. And he's like, but you're up here trying to get Lila, da-da-da. And then all of a sudden they stop and like, what's that noise?
Yeah.
And I thought they had dropped like these metal shutters everywhere.
Right.
But apparently it was just like the lower level.
Yeah.
They go in a room and they can see all these people coming at the house, like shooting. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love it because Jenna's like, we need to get out of here. And he's like, we need to hide. She's like, no, we need to get to the cellar. Trust me. Just trust me.
Right.
And he's like, okay, not the front way because people are being mowed down.
Yeah.
So when they run to the back way, which I don't know how they know where they're going.
Yeah, just downstairs.
Yeah. Well, they get down to the cellar and I love it because they close the door and they put that little, I don't know, what was it? Like it locked it. It blocked the door.
The wooden door lock.
And I'm like,
sliding door lock.
Yeah, that's going to do a lot.
Yeah.
Good job. But they run downstairs and he's like, I can't get out this door. Yeah, there's codes everywhere, dude. Where do you think you're going?
Right.
And then out comes that maid. And gosh, I'm just blanking on her name right now. And she just looks and thank you. Kind of like cocks the gun. And he's like, we're not one of them.
She goes, I know you're not. That's why I told you to meet me down here.
And I think Rick's eyes could not get any bigger.
Right. Absolutely. He was afraid he was about to die.
And it's like, okay, can you help Lila? She's like, yeah, no, we're not helping her.
No.
Sorry. Well, she should have stayed out of the country, I guess.
Yep.
But hey, we have roadblocks out there, so go this way and you'll be safe.
Right.
I don't think anybody is safe.
No, because they get outside and you see them just scaling the walls. I mean, it's a pure...
Yeah, crazy. And then that flag unfurls that was anti-NFFA.
Right.
It's like, okay, maybe this is falling somewhere before Purge election year or around the same time.
Right.
Because we were talking off air, trying to figure out where this falls in regard to the movies. It's got to be either right before or right during it is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. At least in that vicinity, time-wise.
Yes. Because I don't think that there's too many anti-NFFA, but it was interesting because as we're watching this, my husband happens to make a remark that I think a lot of the rich people would probably be targeted.
Right.
Because they're the ones supporting the NFFA.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't early on in the Purge when people started realizing that it's all these rich people who are supporting this and essentially killing off their people, the middle and low income,
right,
then at some point, like a light bulb's going to go off and they're going to be like, you know what? Kind of like dragging the royalty out way back during the Revolution, French Revolution, and off with their heads. I feel it's got to be the same thing happening. Like as the anti-NFFA movement grows, they're going after the people who are funding them. So you'd have to start taking them out. And these are the parties.
Yeah.
The best time to get a majority of them.
Yeah.
All you need is a couple people inside to let you in, and that would be the wait staff.
Yep.
Kind of like our assassin said, they never suspect the woman.
Yep.
Don't piss us off. You don't know. All right. Now let's go to our final person, which I have a big giant question mark about still.
Okay.
The masked stranger. I mean, listening to the tapes, is it good? Is it bad? Is it pro-Purge? Is it not pro-Purge? It's really confusing.
Right. But it kind of cleared up with this episode just in the last few minutes was, are you going to sink? Are you going to swim? Going to be a hero? So it definitely, to me at least, felt like, no, this was not a pro-Purge. This was anti-Purge all along.
Okay.
Because he actually stops.
And yeah, this is where I was like, because the way they stopped the episode,
right?
I'm like, which side is he on right here? Because he rolls up on some other masked people who are just like beating the crap out of somebody. And they stop and look at him as he gets out of this truck with his billy club and his metal mask. And it's like, is he going to go after them where he's outnumbered?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, see, I wasn't sure if that or if he's going to just take out a bunch of aggression on whoever they already have there.
No, he was definitely taking on three guys, the three people that were beating up the victim, At least that's my thought. Because
Okay.
they had basically started calling him names, and it was like, bring it on, boys, as he started walking towards them.
That's why I wasn't 100% because they stop it and it's like, oh crap, which way is this going? Is he losing his anti-purge motivation, or was this kind of part of it? I don't know. I'm confused with him. I guess we wait and see.
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh.
You leave him for the last 2 or 3 minutes and you kind of go, come on, give us some more.
Right? I need more. I don't know who he is.
I don't know if he's a vigilante or not.
Oh, what do you guys think? Shoot us an email at SyFy Talk. That's SYFY talk at fangirlzone.com. Let us know what you think, and rate and review us on all platforms you're finding us on, because good ratings and reviews help other fans of the show find us. Tell your friends about this show, especially if they like the movies, because I think it helps give a lot more information. And of course, we hope you're enjoying our podcast, and you can always go over to our website, www.fangirlzone.com, and you can hit our contacts page there to let us know how you feel about the podcast, the show, or any of these. Give us your theories, and we'll happily share them with the world if you want. So for this episode of SyFy Talk, I am Sean Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. Become the person tonight that you want to be tomorrow.
And until next time.